This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the debacle of a game between the Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles, the tale of two halves, what almost was, what could have been if we had a coach. This and much more live with Aaron and John.
Jay Gruden, cut! Cut!
What's up, John?
What's up, Aaron? What's up?
Sound effects. I don't know if he could hear it. Let me turn it up.
I can hear it. Cut!
Yo, everybody. Welcome to Harry Hog Football episode number 472, where we discuss the debacle, which was Sunday. And we discussed the positives, and we discussed the AP situation, which could also be exasperating the Trent Williams situation.
Jay Gruden, cut! All right, I'm done.
All right, let's rewind before the game, because this happened.
Huh.
Even though they were alluding to it, we didn't think it was serious.
I
This
didn't
happened
think it
after our
was
last
serious
podcast.
at all. You brought that up, and I said, that's the most BR thing I've heard. That's crazy. There's no way he would be benched for the first time in his career. Ever. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
but where do I start? First of all,
Jay Gruden, cut!
the major even if you think that Darius Geis is your future, my point was, dude, the dude, you can look this up. Has he carried the ball 10 times for us, including preseason, and he's been injured twice?
Yeah, exactly.
How many times did AP carry it last year? 200?
Yeah, and he's a freak of nature. I mean, we didn't even play Smallwood. You never saw him on the sideline.
He played special teams, supposedly. I never saw him.
Sure.
But anyway,
I never saw him either.
my point is, dude, is we had an unproven thing on the field when we had a proven Hall of Fame commodity.
We had an injury
on our
thrown, apparently, at this point,
He's
guy
injured.
on the field, and we benched the Hall of Famer.
Okay, so let's talk about that. People were giving me guff on Twitter for saying, why are they benching Peterson? They're like, Geis is the future. I'm like, that may be, dude, but he's coming off of an injury. We don't know if he's going to last 3 plays.
He's coming off of a serious injury, and you want to run him for all of us were just like, they're going to run for 30 down or 30 carries in this game. It's crazy.
And did you hear Jay Gruden's smart aleck comments in the I don't remember if it was pre or post game about post game about if we need another player 55 runs from the I formation, then we'll bring Peterson up. Otherwise, we need Smallwood. We already have a first and second down. He was being kind of a jerk about it.
Do you think he's really going to make it to the end of the year?
No. So here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
So Doc Walker now calls, what was he calling Peterson today? The I back.
I back.
The I formation back or something like that.
Dude, this game had we have more talent this year than we've had in a couple years. We've got a team that had a 17-0 lead, and our coaching staff completely screwed it up. Once again, Jay Gruden did Jay Gruden stuff. Manusky. We've got headhunters on our defense. Dude, we've got this could be a really good defense. And he's like, let's blitz on this down. No one wanted blitzing on those downs early in the game. He didn't know what was going on. Then he sent 5, then he sent 6, and no one could get through. They were cramming into each other. The dudes were running into each other before they could even get through their guys.
Yeah,
there was nothing different about that game. Ryan Kerrigan was he was running past the quarterback every time.
He was just running toward every time past him.
Yeah.
He never tried an inside move.
I didn't see anything that we haven't seen before from Jay Gruden or Greg Minuski.
I saw something different.
There's nothing
from Jay
new.
Gruden. He was throwing it more in the first half than he normally does. That's how we actually got some yards.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that I was most furious about. The fact, if this is true, Deshaun Jackson went and told the Eagles at halftime that they think the game's over now. They're up 17-0. They won't make any changes, basically.
Well, we know they're not going to make any changes because Jay Gruden never, ever makes changes. And Greg Minuski is just like this basic defensive guy who can't – he's not an NFL caliber defensive coordinator. He's just not. Like, the players all gave it everything and blah, blah, blah. And the coaching staff is killing us at this point. And we've been talking about moving them out for we've wanted Jay Gruden fired for 2 years and Greg Minuski since last year. And I know we're not alone. A lot of the fans are thinking the same thing. And here we go, 17-0 lead, and then we Jay Gruden this and Jay Gruden that.
Dude, I saw hardly any hurries on Carson Wentz the whole game. The first half, though, we were containing them because our D-backs were playing pretty solid, I guess, because he wasn't completing many passes until the very end to Deshaun, thanks to Josh Norman, your dog. But
not my dog.
What was I saying before I was rudely interrupted by you?
You're talking about your dog.
My point is, dude.
Yeah.
My point is, I don't know my point. Let's talk about the first half, since it is the tale of two halves, and we can say what our surprise. Tell me what surprised you in the first half, and what was the same old or whatever.
Case Keenum was good. He had a good game. He hit Terry McLaurin on one of those two long passes. The other he just missed. But he had a good game. Eric Flowers didn't completely suck.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Surprised me too. Morgan Moses had 3 holding calls?
He was the worst lineman of the game.
He was terrible. And it's not the first time that's happened to him. He's just, I don't know. You know me. I've never been a big Morgan Moses fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Case Keenum, I was pleasantly surprised with him. How he was commanding the offense. He was getting guys moved in the right place. He got one delay a game penalty. He almost got more, but it seemed like he knew what was going on, unlike a lot of other times in our past where the quarterbacks just looked super confused.
Yeah, he looks like he was moving on despite not getting calls in his helmet. I don't know. Every NFL team, he was calm. He knew what he was doing. McLaurin had a great game.
McLaurin was amazing, dude. He was
scary Terry McLaurin.
I mean, so I was a little upset that Keenum overthrew him on that second one, and it could have been a different game if he caught it right.
Oh, yeah.
But then I started thinking, how many times in the last year have we seen a receiver of ours actually come that open?
Yeah,
against anyone.
Twice. Ever. It sure wasn't Paul Richardson on Sunday. Or anybody else. Quinn a little bit.
McLaurin was open deep on at least 2 passes. So you know what that means? People are going to see that McLaurin was open deep on at least 2 passes, and they're going to have to respect that.
Yep, the Cowboys will see that, and we'll have to respect him.
Speaking of.
It still goes. 50,000 people screaming, "We want Dallas."
We want Dallas.
We want Dallas.
We want Dallas. We want Dallas. We want Dallas. Oh, yes. Over a dude and running, 70 yards for a touchdown.
That was fantastic. That was unbelievable. And it's going to be lost in Redskins lore, except for hardcore fans, because we lost the game because of Jay freaking Gruden.
Dude, that was typical. VD has a way of catching a ball and doing some little curly Q move and getting 10 extra yards. You know what I mean? He spins around backwards and goes around and does these things, and he always gets extra yards. He never I don't know what it is. And that's not the first time I've seen him leap over dudes either.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I
he's
thought
old
he was
too
injured.
for football.
Did you see what was up with that?
He was crying because like his dad just died or something.
His grandfather.
And
I thought he was injured.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's injured. And I was like, no, I don't think he is. And I think no one else knew either, and they had to research it, like on Twitter, and then they said at the halftime. JP Fit, no, Trevor Mavitt.
Trevor.
He always acts like he's saying something so profound.
He was just on ESPN a little while ago on his other gig.
And here's what you have to do. If the
Was he
guy's
a
going
deuce?
this way, you have to run this way. And if you run this way, you'll get the block. You know what I mean? He's always like,
He knows what he's doing. He's very good at dissecting stuff. You know, he's an intelligent guy.
check out CJ Shoot's photo. He's ready for it.
Yes, still goes. 50,000 people screaming, "We want Dallas."
He wants Dallas. Start the chant, dude. Start the chant
Oh,
when
dude.
you're in the
Yeah.
stadium.
Yeah, at the stadium.
Start it by the Hale BBQ. Start it with all those cool dudes. Tailgate tent. Not Tim. Ted.
With Ted. Tailgate Ted.
Jared. Those guys.
Right.
Anyway,
I wonder what they're serving. I wonder if they're serving, like, I don't know,
Texas brisket or something.
double cheeseburgers with Krispy Kreme as the Krispy Kreme donuts as your buns.
Oh, they serve some whack stuff, dudes.
That I ate one of those, and I don't know how I was able to eat anything else the rest of the day.
I ate like a bite of it, and it was like, some things are just wrong, and this is one of them.
I thought it was so wrong, but I did not want to get something else that was right. That was. I've never had a burger quite like that.
A burger between two Krispy Kreme donuts. That's what you're in for, CJ Shoots photo.
Yeah, they might have that this time. Let's see. It's probably going to be pretty busy, but man,
Have we heard any news about Trent Williams?
nope.
Well, it's already Wednesday. I mean, if he's not in there tomorrow morning, if we don't hear anything, he's not playing this week.
Probably not.
Which
Well, I mean, they didn't do terribly. Like we said, one job Moses was worse than anybody else on that line.
Yeah.
So, and the defense sucked.
Yeah. Oh.
They sucked.
For the first time in a while. Well, no, I can't even say that.
Yeah.
Our offense was not anemic. All right.
Yeah.
There's nothing to blame them for in this game. The defense could not get them the ball back in the second half. We only had the ball for I don't even know, 3 plays in the third quarter or something dumb.
Well, we had like 4 3-and-outs in a row in the second half.
Now, one of those 3-and-outs was our receivers started getting the HIV.
Yeah, they did. They just dropping it right away, like left and right. I think it was like the overthrow, and then we had 2 drops.
Yeah, that's hands-infected virus for you people new to the podcast.
Yeah.
They were dropping it. They got the HIV on that one drive, and then I don't know. And then the penalties was the other thing that killed it for the offense. Morgan Moses had a couple. Donald
3.
Penn had one. I don't know.
At least one receiver had a false start.
So riddle me this: is the reason why we never saw Darius Geis really? I don't remember when his last carry was, but I think he only carried it Did we only run it 15 times in the whole game?
He only ran it 10 times for 18 yards.
Oh, the 18.
Yeah.
10 times.
10
So,
times.
and then
That's
Chris
it.
Thompson didn't run it, did he? He caught a few passes. Is that right?
I guess.
So so at what point in the game did he actually just come out for injury, or did he not until the end? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he hardly. I don't really remember Geis in there in the second half, and he's got that meniscus thing, so it could be a few weeks, it could be longer. Who knows?
Yeah. Speaking of injuries, my dog John Allen, who I said was going to have 10 sacks this year, came out at the end of the first half, and around about the time the defense started sucking. Is that coincidental?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or what?
Well, I would like to say it is, just because they don't adjust. Like they went through the first half and Allen was out by that time, and I don't know. I mean, I don't expect anything fancy from Minuski's defense anymore because he's not good enough for the NFL at that position. I mean, they've got Tom Sulo. They've got who else am I thinking of? Who's that other guy on defense that we have? That other coach that could take over for him? Oh, dude, your dog Rob Ryan, man. Rob Ryan
for
he
DC.
can throw some heft around in there, man. I tell you one thing. He's been defensive coordinator for a bunch of teams. You guys remember him in like New Orleans and Buffalo. Maybe not Buffalo, but Dallas. I mean, you've got your replacement right there. Is he the best in the world? No. Is he Ryan? Yes. And every time we had faced the Rob Ryan defenses or Rex Ryan defenses of the Eagles back in the day.
Or Buddy Ryan.
Or Buddy Ryan. That's what I was thinking of. Buddy. With those glasses. I mean, they destroyed us when Buddy Ryan was with the Eagles, man. Ugh. Yeah. So might as well. He's going to be better than Minuski. Minuski. God, just give us new coaches, please.
So the good news is on John Allen though is it was just a sprain, and he shouldn't miss much time at all, is what I heard.
Yeah, the second opinion says that they're doing. It sounds like he'll be a little bit better, or quicker, I guess.
And then
we added some defensive lineman named T.Y. McGill on Tuesday because Caleb Brantley, who's this backup that no one really even remembers much. I barely remember him from preseason. Devin Hester, I don't think he was active.
Him and AP. AP's going to be active this week.
AP's going to be active this week, but I mean, dude.
I bet he's going to tear it up too.
I guess, but I mean, it's like when that coach that looked like two kids standing, like one kid standing on the other kid's shoulders, that coach the Giants had, and he benched Eli Manning, and everyone's like, oh, it's the end of his streak and blah 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 this, and he got fired at the end of the year because he sucked. And one reason he was getting fired was because he benched Eli Manning, who is starting again, by the way. Yeah.
I lost my thought. I was about to say something.
Jonathan Allen, Caleb Brantley.
Oh yeah, the other injury, Geis.
Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who just hurt his arm.
Would they fear it was his ACL on his opposite leg than the one he injured, and then it comes out that it was his meniscus, which I guess is not as serious.
It's the kneecap area.
They're saying that'll be a few weeks.
Yeah.
But I just texted you and was like, Geis, ACL.
You said Geis, ACL, other knee. And of course, as a Redskins fan, as soon as I saw that, I was like, no! Well, it turned out that Aaron had a little bit of BR information on that.
No, I didn't. You assumed that I said it was torn or ripped.
What did you think I was going to assume? Geis, period. ACL, other knee, period. End of text.
You told me that he tore his ACL. You BR, and I was like, I never said tear. I never used the word tear.
BR.
It's when you went and reported at other places saying sources say that he tore his ACL. I never used the word tear. I could show you dude's text lines. Anyway.
Well, if any of you
let's talk about some other positives.
So hold on. Everyone out there is listening and they want to text or email any of us. You can text us or I guess email us at John or Aaron. John at Harry Hog Football, Aaron at Harry Hog Football. If you're looking for Josh, you can text him at Harry Hog Football, HARRY Hog Football.com.
You can actually reach us easy on Twitter usually too. If you just
Twitter's
at Harry Hog.
At Harry Hog, HARRY.
Hog. HOJ. So we got a question in here from good old Michael Graff. Are you saying the guys of Harry Hog will be in Miami to cut Gruden? Well, if it were up to us, he would have already been cut. But
yeah,
We
like 2
will
years
be in
ago.
Miami to maybe witness his last game, like we witnessed Norv Turner's last game.
Yeah, we did. That was a bad trip.
Is that the one where you blew your tire?
Where it was like 5 a.m. and we drove up to our apartment, and I pulled up to the curb, and the curbs in some cities, they have like metal edges on the curbs, and there was a piece of it that was gypped out, like just sticking out like this. And I drove up, and it was like, right when I stopped, it was like, bam! And the whole car just sunk down on the right front. And I looked at Aaron, and Aaron looked at me, and it was just like, that figures. Because I knew it was done. And it was a hole in like the sidewall. At least it happened
when we got home.
Yeah. That's New York for you.
So let's talk about some more positives, though. I was really encouraged in this game, that we were able to move the ball pretty much at ease in the first half with unknown dudes.
Dude, Kelvin Harmon caught a pass.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big dude too. Seeing him out there like around like good first teamers, and you saw like how big of a receiver he is. Terry McLaurin, who is Brian Mitchell's son, had a great game. He had 151 yards, I think, or something like that. I need to look it up. Josh, what are the stats on this game?
I called it. Who said that, dude?
Dude.
Dude, you know who else impressed me in this game, just like in preseason?
Who's that?
Jimmy Moreland.
People's Corner. He went in the game, and we'll unless he gets hurt, we'll never see him out.
Dude, that dude's like 5'8" or 5'10" or something, and he just went up in the open field and tackled Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz! Big ass Zach Ertz!
He just went over there and took out his leg like it was some small dude on the playground. No one even pointed that out because all the announcers could talk about the entire game was the Eagles. First, it was how bad the Eagles were playing.
Yeah.
And why were the Eagles so bad? And then it was, the Eagles are coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they won the Super Bowl 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When's the last time we won the Super Bowl? That's why they were talking about the Eagles so much and not us.
We last won the Super Bowl when I was in high school.
Yep, 1991.
Some of these dudes that listen to the podcast were probably not even alive.
Dude, I know. That
so
sucks.
What sucks more?
You guys
are. Here's the next Twitter.
Go ahead.
The next Twitter poll question is: what sucks more, being a Redskins fan that remembers the glory days, or being one that have never seen them at all?
I don't know, because like for me, I look back on those days, and the older I get, I just look back and I go, we're never going to be that good again.
Yeah, me too.
Like ever. 10 years ago, I wouldn't have said that. But now I'm just like, we're really never going to be that good again.
And it's all the way down the line to things like coaches that can actually make adjustments at halftime. Like Joe Gibbs was known for being awesome at that.
Call plays before before you run out of time. Do a 2-minute offense to like a satisfactory completion. I don't know. I mean, this is like high school stuff.
Oh my goodness. B&G Buns has never seen the Redskins win a playoff game.
Yeah, right.
Dude, when did they last win a playoff game?
2002?
It's been that long?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
hey, Google. When was the last time the Redskins won a playoff game?
Hey, we have our statistician on there. What did she say?
She didn't give the right answer. She was talking about the last game.
Probably because she's not allowed to use the word Redskins because it's...
No, she can. Nobody thinks that's racist anymore unless they're like, well, extremely, extremely left or extremely, extremely right. But most people are like centrist, like everybody else.
Yep. Wow. So I still don't know what is worse because all right. For example,
right.
We remember the glory days, so it's like when you're remembering things that are really good and you don't have them anymore.
Yeah,
it makes it pretty sad. Whereas if you never had it, you don't know what you're losing.
I guess you're right on that because. Yeah, I don't know if you've never seen the Redskins win like the Super Bowl, you're always like, I can't wait for the Redskins to win. And I don't know, maybe you're more of an optimist than like an older pessimist like myself at this point.
Dude, I remember the first game that I actually finally got to go to at RFK, and this was in '93. Because, I mean, I grew up a Redskins fan, but my family didn't have money to go to games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
From Virginia Beach. So I went to the game, and I just remember being so pumped, like cheering the whole time, and these old dudes sitting next to me that every play. I remember this is just a few years removed from the Super Bowl. Every play that they would just be like,
this was still RFK, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were like, oh, man. And the only time they would shut up, the only time they didn't make a negative comment was when the Redskins scored points. And they just sat in silence at that point.
Yeah.
While everyone else is cheering. I think I'm starting to become that old man.
Yeah. No lie, man.
Oh.
I didn't feel like it when we had that 17-0 lead, though.
When we had the 17-0 to lead, I was still like, this game's not even close to being.
I knew, yeah, because we knew that we would go to halftime. The Eagles would make all these adjustments because they have good coaches, and we didn't. Again.
And Djax knew that.
He knew.
He said it to his team.
Yep.
All right, another bright spot that I was excited about, Cole Holcomb.
Yeah. Not so much John Bostic.
Don't
He had a little injury, but Cole Holcomb was strong in there.
I'm trying. All right, Peanut Gallery. While we're on this topic and you guys are active in there, tell us one player that you were pleasantly surprised at seeing and one player that really disappointed you. In the chat room on YouTube. For all of you guys listening, we're live on YouTube. If you join on YouTube, you can get in the chat room with all these cool dudes.
All you got to do is look up Harry Hog Football. Click on that or search Harry Hog Football. Will come up. Click on that. Join, subscribe, whatever it is, little button down below the screen.
And then every time we go on live, it'll send you a notification. I think you have to turn on a notification and every time we're about to go on live because you know how erratic we are.
Yeah.
It'll actually say, boop, Harry Hog Football is going live, and you can tune in. I think that's how it works. You know what all these crappy teams have in common?
Bad owners?
Dan Snyder.
I thought you were talking about all the crappy teams in the NFL this year.
No, I mean since we've started sucking.
Oh yeah.
And I'm blaming Jack Kent Cook for that. Why didn't he have a better deal in place to get the team to people that?
I never understood why he wanted to sell the team rather than just give it to his son.
I don't either, unless his son would have been worse. Maybe he thought his son was worse.
I guess, but I mean, like his son has said publicly that he wished that his dad had done the same thing, maybe his son has a gambling problem. Maybe his son really likes hookers and cocaine. I have no idea.
And cocaine.
And cocaine. And not just hookers and cocaine.
All right, so we got.
I have no idea. I have no idea about his personal life. I mean, he did didn't they come from LA? He used to own the Lakers.
They own the Lakers too, right?
Yeah. So, hookers and blow.
And if you didn't hear the news, by the way, RFK is being torn down in a few years, or next year or something. And I had a poll on Twitter, and it was overwhelmingly, the question was, today, would you rather go today to see a football game at RFK or FedEx Field in the state?
RFK, 100%.
Meaning the state that the stadiums are in right now.
Right now, I would much rather go to another game at RFK than go to FedEx Field.
Yeah, basically, I think it was 90% people said they would rather go to RFK because that place had personality, dude.
Yeah. FedEx Field is like the most generic. And I mean,
not to take anything away from your trip, CJ Shoots photo. You'll have fun, trust me.
Yeah, or Christian in the UK.
Just make sure you hang out with those tailgate dudes.
Yeah, hang out with the right people and don't try to buy alcohol on the upper level.
Yeah.
Because people will just steal from you.
They'll try. Anyway,
they'll try to.
Story enough. All right. So anyway, we've got some answers pouring in from my most recent question from the Peanut Gallery. CJ Shoots Photo says he was pleasantly surprised with Case Keenum. Surpassed his expectations. If CJ is a man, I'm not sure. Surpassed expectations. Happy to see what he could do passing in the first half.
I'm a Case Keenum fan. I always have been.
I'll agree with it.
I was
his throws were
pleasantly
pretty
surprised.
on target, right?
Yeah. For the most
Except
part, yeah.
for the overthrow.
Yeah.
But his short to medium and even one super long one was perfectly placed.
Yeah. Yep.
He was picking apart whatever that soft zone defense the Eagles were playing in the first half.
I don't know what that was about.
I don't know, but yes, if Case Keenum can play that well the whole season, we should win some games. If our defense starts doing what they're supposed to be able to do.
Again, and that's that. We have headhunters on this team. We have Landon Collins. We have guys that will crush. Deron Payne, where was he?
Hey, well, he got shifted over. He got shifted over to defensive end for part of the game.
That's true with Ioannidis, and they made it like
Why
a
didn't
four-man
they bring
front.
Settle in?
They did. They put him in like as a third fatty.
Why
like,
didn't they shift?
Shuttling with him with Ioannidis and Deron Payne. But they went with the four-man front for most of the second half. So we saw Kerrigan and Montez Sweat, who was just an afterthought the whole game. They every down, by the quarterback.
But I never saw a three-man front with like Settle and then Deron Payne on one side and Ioannidis on the other. Did you?
No.
Yeah, really that's kind of what I was hoping to see because Settle can plug up that middle.
We got guys out there who could kill people from other teams, and they're held back until we get rid of Minuski. They are held back, and I mean rumors have been coming out, and this has been going on for a while, but they've tried to replace Minuski for like 2 off seasons.
No one
will take the job, except for probably Rob Ryan now.
Rob Ryan would take it. He didn't want to be stuck as a
I'll take that job.
I'll do it, boss.
I'll do it.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with you. Case Keenum, he played very well. B&G Bun, surprise. Flowers. He may be better as guard as a tackle.
I guess. I don't know. I hope so.
We'll see. He was better than I thought he would be.
Yeah.
As he was having nicknames surrounding him like Human Turnstile the last few weeks.
And that was one job, Moses, on one of it. It was a complete one-job fiasco one where it's just like, whoop, went right by him. It was like, oh.
One job.
One job, Moses, one job. Tress Way had a great game.
Oh, Tress Way always has a great game. Let's see. Disappointed by Deron Payne. Didn't see him.
Yeah, again, I think that's because the coordinator.
By anyone. Yeah.
But by anybody. They should have been better.
I mean, even in the first half when we were dominating, that we were getting 0 pressures. Casanova McKenzie was credited with a sack, but if it was a sack, it was like a loss of 8 inches. I mean,
yeah, he was right there at the line. I remember when it happened too. I was like, I think he got a sack.
So, I don't know. But the interesting thing was that means our defensive backs were surprisingly playing well because we were shutting them down until that long pass to D-Jax.
Well, the 2 long passes to D-Jax, they said on one of them you were talking about because you were like you said Landon Collins got burned on that, and I was like, well, it looked like because he was up there, I think, with Cole Holcomb, and they were both like running towards the line, and Carson Wentz just aired the ball out to him. And they said afterwards, that they were changing the defensive play before he hiked the ball, but some people didn't get the memo, basically. So some guys ran one defense and some guys ran another, and that's why he was so wide open.
Well, basically, I don't know whose fault it was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Nicholson's fault because he was back there deep with 2 guys going deep, and it was one guy, and he had to choose which way he was going to go.
Yeah, he went with one, and he threw at the other, and he turned around. But, I mean, there's no way you're gonna get the other guy at that point.
I mean, Wentz saw him take one step towards the guy to the left, and then threw it to Djax, and then he turned and went after Djax, but you're not going to catch up to Djax.
Yeah,
you're just not
really.
going to. Unless you're Darryl Green, maybe.
Yeah, Darryl Green would get him.
Don't even get me going. CJ shoots photo responds, "I'm a dude." All right, dude. Let's see who else we have.
Chris
the
J
whole
in
D
UK.
line.
Chris J in the UK wrote us today on Twitter, and he said, "What do you think instead of like, if I don't know if he was saying like now or in a couple weeks or so, but do we think that it would be a good idea for the Redskins to just like fully tank the year and just like go for the highest draft pick ever?" And no one has ever really done that before, but the Dolphins are doing it this year. They're totally tanking, but they have like 4 first-round picks next year.
Well, that city's kind of known for that.
Tunstall and someone else. Are you saying that about LeBron James?
No, I'm talking about Miami. Doesn't the Marlins do that?
Oh yeah, the Marlins did that twice. They won the World Series twice, and they gutted their team the very next year both times.
They don't happen to be owned by the same person, do they?
Not anymore. That Lerner guy just leased.
Well, dude,
that area for so much money, and I can't pay for a stadium. And then he sells the stadium after they build it for him. Just unbelievable.
All right,
What a mess.
positive on this game though. We were not. Let me make sure I can quote myself properly on this. We were not as bad.
We didn't suck as bad as we thought we would.
As people expected us to.
There's a lot of positive to go on, but we gotta. And it's like a broken record every week from last year and the year before. We got to get new coaches. We got to get new coaches.
Bugle Boy 624. What happened to Jimmy Moreland? He was balling all preseason and gets the first game, and he's silent. I think he made some great tackles. We talked about that one with Ertz.
You talked about, he's like the smallest guy on the field, and he tackled that humongous tight end.
And John,
all his tackles were solid every time he went for people, and he was moving around too. He wasn't like playing one side of the field or anything like that. I thought he was on a lot of plays.
Dude, Bugle Boy also, I'm not trying to, hate on you here. Is that the saying? Is that the saying the kids use these days?
Hate is going to hate.
I'm not hating on you here. But, yeah, Jimmy Moreland, if you want to know how much they either trust him or they don't have anyone better, he was in for over 75% of the snaps.
In his first
NFL game as a 7th-round pick for James Madison. 75% of the defensive snaps he was playing.
He was a lot more. I thought he was a lot more visible than Jerron Payne or either of our defensive ends / outside linebackers, like at all.
And you failed to even touch on your dog. Let's go there right now. Mr. Josh Norman.
Dude, go ahead.
That first long pass to Djax, whose fault was it?
Josh Norman. Cut!
He also got burned on a bunch of shorter passes to Djax before that.
Josh Norman. Cut!
Did you hear D-Hall talking about to Josh Norman, like calling him out on his podcast or some radio show?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear that.
Dude, he was like, I'm sorry. I just got to stop a minute and give some coaching tips to Norman, and started going into all these techniques, stuff I don't know. Like if you're gonna be doing that before you bail, you got to play high one step and take your shoulder this way and do this. And he's like calling him out.
How about that?
Like you need to do. He wasn't doing it in like a hateful way. He was doing it like, dude,
like in a guy
need to do this because you got the skill. You just got to not be dumb, basically. Oh, my gosh.
People in Carolina just have to laugh at the Redskins about us picking them up every time and all the money we spent on him. We should have cut him this year, but we didn't have anyone to cover that space.
All I know is that was completely his fault on that first touchdown.
Yeah.
Does anyone in the chat room, are they going to argue that?
Because I'll fight. I'll fight, dude. I'll fight.
Yeah, CJ Shoots photo brings up a good point. Whenever I get super depressed about the Redskins, and he's mentioning this to B&G Buns, it says you got to go back to the 87 Super Bowl 22 and watch the second quarter versus the Broncos. That's all you have to do. In fact, watch the first quarter just so you get some
perspective of how great it was, because we were getting destroyed. And it was Art Monk's signature play in the Super Bowl. It was 4th and 23, and he got 24 yards. And suddenly we had 35 points.
Dude, and it's not even that hard to find because the entire game in its broadcast state is on YouTube, put on there by the NFL, not some illegal.
That's awesome because, man, remember when I bought like 2 CD sets of each Super Bowl, of all 3 Super Bowls, from some dude on eBay? Mm-hmm. And I got them, and like the wrapper was all like computer printed on there and everything. And it was like a broadcast from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Dude, some nights when I can't sleep, I'll go in the other room on YouTube and watch just put on Super Bowl 22.
And in the background, you've got a little violin playing on the bows.
And then you have Dan Deerdorf on there.
Sad. Yeah, Dan.
Dan Deerdorf. And
it looks like he made the play.
Yeah. That game was amazing, dude. The fact that the Broncos thought they were going to destroy us because on the first play of the game, John Elway throws that bomb.
And then he went out for that pass and caught the pass.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they had it's like they had like 20 plays scripted and stuff.
We're just going to toy with this team. And they just got we would have had another touchdown before. Didn't we get 28 points in the second quarter?
We got 35 in the second quarter.
Was it 35?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was 42-10 because we were down 10-0.
Okay. Well, we would have had another.
It was 4 passing touchdowns and a running touchdown by Timmy Smith on his way to go get cocaine. It's always cocaine with football players.
Yeah. And if you remember correctly, we could have had another touchdown because right before the end, Brad Edwards picked it off, and then we ran out of time.
Right.
There was only like a few seconds left. So we would have had the ball again. We could have been up 42-10 at the half.
I love the end of that old NFL broadcast where it shows Brad Edwards. He's got his helmet in his hands. He's like, yeah. And then they freeze it.
Man. Anyway, I don't know what they're. Where's Ricky Sanders? Yeah, there's that whole thing.
Where's Ricky Sanders?
Oh, man, they're bringing up stuff to make me feel happy, so I don't have to think about the fact that we benched our Hall of Fame running back and our top player on the team is nowhere to be found, somewhere in the Delmarva Peninsula area. John.
Trying to yell cut again. I'm trying not to yell cut again. God!
I heard Doc Walker talking to Joe Jacoby today because apparently Joe Jacoby's in Washington area and he's at some event tonight where you could go meet him.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. I don't know where it is, some steakhouse. But anyway.
Joe
Jacoby was talking about Joe Jacoby was talking about how Joe Gibbs would come in at halftime and make the adjustments on the board when people weren't playing well, and he'd be like so mad. And he was like, I just don't know how he did it. He's the only person I know that could rip you one without using a cuss word.
That's so true. But that shows you exactly that's the difference between like a good coach, which I guess Jay Gruden is, and a great coach like Joe Gibbs or Bill Belichick, who's also a cheater, or I don't know, Bill Walsh, the tuna.
Play some damn football. You sucked on the field today.
Stuff like that.
Brian Mitchell.
I did not mention JJ from the Cowboys because, well, he had criminals on his team.
Criminals.
Somebody put the whole thing on there about number 88 back in the day when he cut some teammate's throat with a pair of scissors because he cut him in line, and he cut the guy's throat. They had to put 18 stitches in.
Irvin?
Yeah, Michael Irvin.
Dude, remember when Art Monk and Darryl Green got into the hall And
Which is
Michael
exactly-
Irvin was on the set on the
And he was
field
like,
at the Hall of
"Oh, I
Fame.
love Art Monk."
Dude, the fans there, all of us at the Hall of Fame game, thousands of us were so loud, like booing him to get off the set and get out of there because that was our weekend, and we didn't want didn't want him there. Basically,
And
we
he was
were
like, "Oh no!" With Art, he like held a piece of paper, was like, "I'm down with Art Monk" or something stupid like that. We were like, "No!" And F you, blah, 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 blah. All this just
dude.
They
couldn't
couldn't
continue their broadcast because it was so loud. Like they couldn't hear. It was
like
awesome.
their security guy was trying to get everyone to go away, and everyone's like, "No!" Like completely ignoring those guys.
And he wrote a sign.
He wrote a sign on a piece of paper on his clipboard.
Yeah, yeah. And we're like,
back in the day because they didn't have iPads yet.
That was the time was that
so
the time we were at the Hall of Fame where we were actually on ESPN where they showed you and Josh in the crowd.
Yep.
Oh, that was
a great time. Except for
John
those
Bostic is not related to Jeff Bostic, Bugle Boy.
Allegedly, I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about Jeff Bostic's past, but we don't think that they're related.
Oh man. Anyway, what else do we need to talk about? Dallas.
It still goes. 50,000 people screaming, "We want Dallas." It still goes. It still goes. It still goes. It still goes.
Larry.
It still goes. It still goes.
Larry.
It still goes.
We want
Man, I can't
Dallas.
bring up Larry Michaels now because I don't want to say anything. I'm trying to stay positive, dude. It's been bringing me down.
Are you talking about Larry Michaels, the Eagles fan?
Larry.
I do.
I bet he was like
Dallas.
this the whole broadcast talking about the Eagles in the second half. Oh.
Dude, I'm
Every
ready.
He's
I
terrible.
think these new players are going to be ready for Dallas.
I hope so. I hope Adrian Peterson really is going to play and not just. I mean, the guy could just like
He's going to play, dude.
he could just like camp it in and just say, "Oh well, I'm not doing very well, whatever."
He's a professional, dude. He's gonna be set out to prove Jay Gruden wrong. You know he is. That's the whole reason he wanted to come back last year. Now he's gonna be like, "Oh really? Oh really?" He's gonna go off. I'm telling you, he is. And the thing that really,
I mean, that's a Jim Zorn move, man.
dude, the thing that this organization needs right now is the shot in the arm that Trent Williams would give us against Dallas if he showed up to practice tomorrow. Dude, the fan base would be pumped.
Yeah, really.
Pumped. If Trent shows up, AP's in there. I don't know how long John Allen is. I'm guessing John Allen is out this week. Am I right? Because they said not
probably
much
like,
time, whatever that means.
They said like next week. I think they said next week or a couple weeks or so. They really don't know for sure, but it's not. Excuse me, it's not going to be very long.
But if we can correct that, Dallas is only 5-point favorites against us.
Oh wow, I can't believe it because they got what's his face back.
Well, I think what happened was Vegas saw that we weren't.
They probably, they were probably like, oh geez, the Redskins beat the spread.
I was so happy about that. I was like, at least we beat the spread for anyone that bet for the Eagles.
All those gambling degenerates out there
betting on the wrong team.
Betting on the wrong team.
Gruden just confirmed that AP is starting at Dallas. Who else would start? No offense, Bugle Boy. I'm not hating on you. I'm just asking who else would have started. Smallwood?
Yeah,
really. I don't know. Unless they're saying that, unless you have more intel that I have, are they saying that Geis is able to play all of a sudden?
No.
Okay.
So
Bugle
they cut
Boy's
your
just like,
dog
man, why
Greg
is he
Stroman, by the way.
hating on me today? What?
Oh yeah, we got to do a injury report on a couple of things, the cuts and signings.
Hold on. Do I still have that injury report sound effect on here somewhere?
Hold on, let me see it. Haven't got time for the pain. It's in the same key. Haven't got time for the pain. Haven't got room for the pain.
Not since you left me.
You are a loser, sir.
Is that what she says?
I don't know.
I don't even know what that last I thought it was since you've been gone or something.
Since you've been gone. Anyway, we already kind of gave the injury report.
Yeah.
But John is here with the official one. Go.
Yeah. Well, we cut Greg Stroman, an injury
What's
designation.
that have to do with the injury? Oh, because of injury
Because
designation.
he's an injury designation. We also cut J.P. Holtz, which means that do what?
Which bodes well for?
Bodes well for Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed is going to be back. Let's see what kind of injury he gets this weekend against Dallas.
Now, dude,
can we do a poll on, and we can just put like Jordan Reed and just have arrows to different parts of the body. Is it going to get injured here, or in the hip area, or knees, or ankles,
or if he's Dion, his toe,
or like Dion his toe? Yeah, I mean, what the heck? Seriously.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
What kind of dynamic do you think it would have added against the Eagles if Jordan Reed were playing? Because our tight ends were, Jeremy Sprinkle caught one pass, I remember, but other than that, right. If we would have had that extra target of Jordan Reed in there for them to contend with.
Jordan Reed's an enigma. He really is. It's like, he could be, I mean, if he wasn't injured all the time, he'd be a superstar.
Yeah.
And so now it's always every week. Is he going to play? Isn't he going to play? Is he going to be able to do anything on the field? Or is he just going to limp around on the field with the injury? So one guy will cover him. That doesn't help you out any. Mm-hmm. So,
I know, but I think with him against Dallas, if they have to contend with him, and now they know that these receivers are not to be taken lightly.
True. I mean, if they have to double, they can't double team both those guys. Like him and McLaurin, Scary Terry.
Scary Terry, we could throw one deep to him again.
Yeah.
It's going to open a lot of stuff up underneath for Jordan Reed and the other fellas.
It really is.
Scary Terry. Is that his nickname?
That's his nickname.
All right, that's the name of this episode then.
Scary Terry McLaurin. I mean, I work with an Ohio State guy. He came in Monday. He was like, man, they need to put Haskins in because he wouldn't have missed him on that pass. I'm just like, all right, Ohio State.
Don't worry. By the end of the season, I have a feeling he was going to be in.
Yeah, I was wrong on the prediction that I thought Case Keenum was going to be broken in half by halftime.
Yeah, all of us were.
Yeah, but one game does not a season make. We still got 15 more to go. It's only going to take once for Eric, one job Flowers to not do his job.
How many sacks did we give up?
I don't know. Not many.
No, I don't either. Look that up for us, please, B&G Buns or Google.
Josh.
Good point, B&G Buns. It's time.
It is time. We
haven't done this in a while. We're still in preseason form.
Yeah.
I have to find the sound effect. Oh, here it is. And now, the coveted and ever-elusive Game Ball Award. Game Ball Awards brought to you by Rid-a-Poo. If you need to get rid of some poo, call Rid-a-Poo. 1-900-RID-A-POO. You want to go first on your game ball?
My game ball goes. Oh, I wanted to give it to Case Keenum, but I'm going to give mine to Scary Terry. Brian Mitchell's son.
Good pick, dude.
I mean, it's pretty easy. What about you?
I'm going to give mine to Case Keenum because I was pleasantly surprised with how he played with poise and lack of errors, except for that one overthrow. There was nothing glaring. There was nothing.
He didn't have a whole bunch of underthrown or overthrown 5-yard passes.
He had some pocket presence.
Yeah.
Nothing overthrown on the short or intermediate. Nothing dangerous that I saw where you're just cringing every time he drops back to throw.
Yeah, yeah.
I was happy with his performance. So
he had
that's
a good
where
game.
my game was.
He ended up with 380 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's a pretty good day.
Yeah, what was his QBR?
I do not know. I do not have that. His fantasy points were 27.2.
His what?
His fantasy points were 27.2. He led the league. He also led Carson Wentz.
Say, that reminds me, I totally blew my fantasy game because I took Carson Wentz out and put in Jameis Winston, and that backfired. That and AB.
Never put your trust in Redskins in fantasy football.
I know, I don't even have any on my team this year because I let the computer draw. Otherwise, I always get Redskins just because.
Yeah, yep.
I didn't have any, but I still let them, me being like, he's not going to tear up our defense.
Yeah, right.
Anyway. Keenum was 117.2, thanks, B&G Buns. And there was one sack allowed. That's all we gave up?
I think so. I mean,
That's
he got
pretty good.
He had a good game, and the offensive line did good.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I put on my chapstick.
That's amazing. All right, so everyone in the chat room, feel free to throw out your Game Ball awards, and I'm going to read them right now. I think we're on probably like a 10 or 20, maybe up to a 30-second delay. So anyway, first Game Ball award from B&G Buns goes to Tressway.
It's a good one.
In B&G Buns' lifetime, Tressway is the best player from the team, and he's a punter.
And he's just seems like a cool dude.
He's not the all-time MVP of the Redskins. There was another punter that was pretty good. Or was he the kicker and punter and quarterback?
Joe Theismann?
First member of the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, that guy.
Sammy Ball.
Number 33.
Number 33. Okay, so let's see here. CJ Shoots Photo, who's a dude, gives his game ball to number 17, Scary Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry, man.
Bugle Boy 624 confers. Game ball, McLaurin.
Game ball. But dude, oh yeah,
DJ
that's right.
Cool 4 gives his to Keenum also, same as me. So everyone is pretty much in agreement with those.
Yeah.
Josh gives his game ball to Morgan Moses for multiple.
One job.
I called it.
One job, Moses.
Dude.
Josh, I knew you were going to give yours to Morgan Moses.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
he did watch the game from a Redskins bar in New Orleans.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right. Now is John's favorite part of the show.
It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
This week's Kick in the Walls Award is brought to you by Triangle Casket Store. With caskets, urns, and more, it's Triangle Casket Store in the North Carolina Research Triangle area.
Yeah.
Kicking the Balls Award. John, take it away.
The defensive line sucked. They sucked.
The whole line.
Terrible. They didn't have a single sack. They didn't. They almost. I think Casno McKenzie got really should be a half sack. And that's it. They didn't. They didn't pressure Wentz at all. They were ineffective. And they're supposed to be our strong suit on defense. So that sucked.
The entire line.
So all four of those fat fatties, or those two fat fatties and those two defensive line end guys that are also outside linebackers.
You mean you're including Kerrigan and Montez Sweat?
Who? I saw a white guy and a black guy that ran past the quarterback every play. I guess that was those two guys, huh?
Yeah, they were off the screen way past the quarterback.
Every play. So, yeah, all four of them.
You know, they listed Ryan Anderson as the starter, but I saw Montez Sweat in there an awful lot.
An awful lot, yeah. And he looked like a rookie who didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. I'm hopeful that he'll be good in the NFL, but he's super fast, but you got to have more than speed to get past these fat. I mean,
it did come from LSU, dude. It's the only college team that has like the 5-yard lines numbered as well as the 10-yard lines.
Why
the
is
only
that?
college team. It's like 5, 10, 50. It's like, why is it labeled every 5 yards at your stadium and no one else is? I mean, it's not like they're doing it for looks.
Can they not count by more than 5?
That's what it seems like to me.
They got a lot of extra paint on hand. Their field
They really
guy
like
wanted some
paint there.
overtime. Their field
Well,
painter guy wants
they make
overtime.
that paint down there in Cancer Alley, so they can just ship it right on up to LSU and take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, defensive line,
Can I give my kicking the balls award?
go
No.
for it. Go
It's
for
going to Josh Norman because he was getting all over the field by D-Jax and allowed them to get that touchdown at the end of the first half, which was the beginning of the end for us. So Josh Norman's getting
it. Dagger blow on that. That was very crushing.
Okay, let's see what they got going on in the peanut gallery. Wait, first we got to give Josh's. Josh kicking the balls award goes to Geis for getting injured.
That's true. That
And Jonathan Allen.
and Jonathan Allen for having the audacity to be injured.
Wait, let's clarify. Is your kicking the balls award also going to Jonathan Allen? Because they actually were playing pretty well while he was in.
No, Jonathan Allen is not included on this. This is Jerron Payne and Matt Ioannidis. You can include Tim Settle if you want.
And what about Deron Payne? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Kerrigan and Sweat.
What did they do?
They were there.
They were
had a pretty-
there. They didn't do anything.
All right. Oh, look at this. CJ Shoots photo update. This might be BR. Says that he heard good news that John Allen might be back on Sunday. If not, he will definitely be back for the Bears. That means he'll be back for the Bears because Jay Gruden's always like, oh, yeah, they might be back. And then they never are.
Yeah.
Okay. Other kicking the balls awards from the Peanut Gallery. Michael Graff to the overhyped, underperforming defense.
Yep.
Bugle Boy gives his to Geis for having 18 yards,
10 carries,
and
not
getting
good.
injured. I'm not sure. B&G Buns, Jay Gruden, and the entire coaching staff. Yes. Sounds good.
Yeah, really.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We're over an hour on this episode, which we haven't done in a while, of just us chatting and reminiscing about the good old days.
We want Dallas.
Everyone, B&G Buns, if you haven't seen it, dude, go on YouTube and watch that game.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, literally, that the whole section of the stadium they pull out for football games, like the whole thing was rocking.
Yep.
The whole thing. It was awesome.
Anyway, I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah. Check us out. HarryHogFootball.com. Check us out on Twitter. HarryHog @HarryHog.
Send us an email.
Yeah.
Aaron or John at harryhogfootball.com.
Or Josh.
Or Josh. Tweet at us at harryhog. If you
Yeah,
guys
man.
are going to be in the Miami area for the Redskins Miami game, October
13th.
we're going to be there. Find
We're
us.
going to be there in that soccer/football stadium. It's going to be awesome, man.
Yeah, dudes.
See if we can give them all a nice big shit. See if we can give them all.
Yeah, let's do that on Sunday. You know what else?
Yeah.
Shit still goes. Shit still goes. Shit still goes. 50,000 people screaming, we want Dallas.
That's what I want to hear Sunday. So, CJ Shoots photo, lead the chant. We'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins. And as always, if you see a Cowboys fan, you know what to do.
Joker!